Hello there, I am Tigster2005 of the Prequelgang, and welcome to another episode of Tigster Talks, the show where I talk about stuff by myself. Yes, it has been a while. Yes, we have not uploaded in months. I apologize for that. However, I have seen a Marvel movie a couple weeks ago now. I haven't made a video about this earlier because I am really lazy, but I finally watched Spider-Man No Way Home, the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. And before I get into that, I will say that, I have been rewatching the Marvel movies over the past months. I rewatched all of them, and some of my opinions definitely do not hold up compared to, what I had before when I made the original videos. So, to give a quick rundown, I believe I mentioned this briefly in the Black Widow video, but to continue from there, I thought the Guardians of the Galaxy movies were both way better than I remember, definitely in the S tier. Thor Ragnarok is also so much better than I thought the first time around, also S tier. Captain Marvel I thought was worse than I remembered. It's actually one of my least favorites now. Although actually no, I watched that at the beginning of my rewatching because it's like, yeah. Infinity War is still overrated. I still think Infinity War is overrated. It's a good movie. It's a good movie, but I don't think it's as good as people tend to say it is. It's kind of a mess. But we'll get to that because it's actually kind of relevant to what I want to talk about during this video. And as for the Marvel TV shows, I liked WandaVision a lot. I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was pretty good. I really enjoyed Loki. I haven't watched Hawkeye yet. I should probably do that. And What If is a thing that I am just not interested in as a concept. But, yeah. So, also, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Eternals were released before No Way Home. I didn't make videos about them because I realized that I just didn't really have much to say about those two movies. I liked them, though. I thought Shang-Chi was pretty good, it had introduced a new character, and it made a reference to Iron Man 3 of all movies with the appearance of what was the guy's name? Trevor, the actor character, yeah, that one. And Eternals, I thought Eternals was pretty good. I thought the storyline was good, although it did kind of, the final battle was kind of, dragged on a bit too long. But the overall plot, I thought, how they went back and forth a little bit to basically, explain what they're all about, what's going on, the conflicts that they have. Like, I thought it was done pretty well. Although I don't think this is a movie that is going to be that fun to rewatch on repeat, if I rewatch it. But on its own, I thought it was good. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home. This is a movie that, from start to almost finish, I loved this movie. And huge spoiler warning, as always, but this is like a new movie, and this is not a thing that you want spoiled. Okay, so if you have not seen this movie, and you're a fan of Marvel, and you want to watch the movie, go do it. Go do it now. Then come back to the video, and then you can, then we can talk. Okay. So No Way Home picks up right where Far From Home left off. This dude, the news reporter who is played by the same person who played that news reporter dude from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, he reveals to the public that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and he makes a false claim that he murdered Mysterio in cold blood, which obviously that's not true, but you've seen Far From Home, you know this. But the general public does not know this. So Spider-Man, he wants all of this to end. His life is being affected by this. The lives of his friends, Ned and MJ, and as well as his family with May and Happy. Their lives are being affected just because they know Spider-Man. There's like a lot of stuff going on in school. His friends got rejected from MIT just on the matters that they are friends with Spider-Man. Like, it was a whole thing. And then what happened was he decided to go visit Doctor Strange, because, they fought together during Infinity War. And what happened was that he decided, okay, we need to turn back time, and Doctor Strange's like, no, we can't do that. But what they decided to do was they decided, where Doctor Strange decided that he was gonna get everyone to forget who Spider-Man or Peter Parker is, like just completely forget about him. And he started up the spell, but it turns out, everyone is gonna forget, and Peter was trying to add in the exceptions that, the friends should know, Aunt May should know, probably, the Avengers should still know, but no, that's not how the story goes. The spell got messed up, and instead of people forgetting who Spider-Man is, it instead somehow created a portal to other dimensions. It's like the multiverse thing. They opened up the multiverse. It's a concept about which we know frighteningly little, as Doctor Strange put it. So the setup of the movie, this opening section, I remember it was really fast-paced, and I thought, just from the very beginning, already this movie was really fast-paced, and it definitely still emphasized the relationship between Peter, Ned, and MJ, and how, they're all in this together now. It's not even that they're together whether they like it or not. Like, Peter, sometimes he actively doesn't want them involved because he doesn't want them getting hurt. But they always agree to because, they're friends. They do things together now. Like, Ned, since Homecoming, he was the man in the chair. Like, obviously, we're not going to give up the man in the chair position, now are we? All jokes aside, the opening section, great, flawless, no complaints. Although, now that I think about it, I've seen a meme about this on YouTube, and it kind of made the movie slightly worse, because this whole situation could have been avoided if they made everyone forget Mysterio. Because if everyone forgot anything about Mysterio, including what he said about Peter Parker, if everyone just forgot about that, then the movie would have just ended right there. But, we can't have that, otherwise there wouldn't be a movie. And the movie we got, it was amazing, again, until the very end, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, of course, we saw this in the trailer. We have some villains from the original Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire, as well as the two from the Andrew Garfield movies, The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, I have seen the Tobey Maguire trilogy. I have not seen the Andrew Garfield movies. I thought the Spider-Man 1 was great. Spider-Man 2 and 3 were bad. I didn't like those two movies at all. I thought they were incredibly boring. I did not think they needed to exist. However, this movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, validates the existence of Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3. I can't speak on the Amazing Spider-Man movies because I have not seen them, but I assume that if I hadn't liked them, I would still think that, this is cool, this validates the existence. But anyway, we have, Dr. Octavius, who, he recognizes Spider-Man, but obviously it's played by a different actor. This is Tom Holland, this is not Tobey Maguire, so he takes off the mask, and suddenly wait, you're not Peter Parker. And, and eventually you see, what was the guy's name? The dude who was, he's something of a scientist, Osborn, or Green Goblin, I'm something of a scientist myself. The meme, they referenced the meme. They referenced the meme. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing. He says that exact thing in this movie. It's amazing. And, we have the Sandman from Spider-Man 3, who cares? And then we have, this lizard dude from one of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and we have this electric dude from another. I don't know either of their names, but they're in this movie. So what Peter sets out to do, against Doctor Strange's wishes, there's a bit of a battle in the mirror dimension where they kind of do a little battle because Doctor Strange just wants to send them back, but Peter knows that these people they die while fighting Spider-Man, so he decides, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to help them. They all have some condition that can be cured, like, you know, the Green Goblin thing, or Dr. Octavius's tentacle machine thing not listening to him, it's just controlling him instead, or Sandman's sand condition thing, and all that. And I don't know, I think this is a pretty bold move, because, you know, these are movies that are, they probably were not made with this in mind. Like, they were just standalone movies. They were not made for the purpose of No Way Home. This is like a project, you know, for the fans, for Spider-Man movie fans, all coming together. So, you know, they do a thing, but eventually some of them decide, no, I don't want to be cured. I don't want this to go away. We're gonna fight now, and Aunt May gets killed in the process by Green Goblin. Not Osborn himself, but, you know, the Green Goblin, because, you know, if you watched Spider-Man 1, it makes sense what's going on. But yeah, that part of the movie, it's done amazing. I think the way that all these characters interact with each other, and, you know, there's some nods to those original movies, which, as I didn't like Spider-Man 2 or 3, but Spider-Man 1 I liked, and, you know, I liked the character of Osborn and Green Goblin, and that was cool. I liked that. I liked how he has these, like, two personalities and stuff, and it's like, it's a problem that, you know, they're trying to fix. And Peter Parker's trying to do the right thing here, and yeah. But eventually, things go badly. They go bad. Buildings explode, characters die, and eventually, you know, it's bad. It's bad news for everyone. But then, what we have next. I kid you not, the movie theater, everyone went crazy when they saw this. Like, there were rumors about this, but Andrew Garfield comes in as Spider-Man, and I swear he goes in through that like magic ring portal thing that Doctor Strange had. Like, he came in, and everyone in the movie theater, it was a packed theater, pretty much every seat was taken. Everyone was like, oh my god! They were like applauding. And then Tobey Maguire came in, and then same thing again. Now, obviously, I haven't seen the Andrew Garfield movies, so I don't really know much about this guy. But yeah, Tobey Maguire, he was a good actor for Spider-Man. I mean, I wish the movies were better. I mean, the first one was good, but the second, third ones, no. But yeah, now, Tobey Maguire in this movie, he definitely looks a lot older than he did in those other movies. And I'm not sure if this was by design or not. I mean, the actor probably, you know, he aged a little bit, but also, in the movie itself, Osborn actually tells, you know, this version of Spider-Man, oh, look, Peter, you're all grown up. So, I don't know. Maybe this was just like, hey, the actor is older than he was before, and we're gonna make a line out of it. I don't know. But either way, they work together, and there's a couple of funny moments between them and Ned, and just, you know, them having they were talking about their experiences, like how for each of the versions of Spider-Man, somebody in their life died who was close to them, and then there were just some funny, sillier moments, like how Tobey Maguire he shoots the web fluid out of himself while the other two have, like, artificial web shooters. So that was a moment that was pretty funny. But then, of course, we have the final battle against everyone, and in order to differentiate between all of them, because, you know, they're all Peter Parker, they're all Spider-Man. So what I was kind of hoping for, I was kind of hoping that they would come up with, like, code names, and it just happened to be, like, Toby, Andrew, and Tom, but no, it's just, like, Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3, which I guess it makes a little bit more sense in universe, but I don't know, I think it would have been cool if they just called each other the actors' names. But, who cares? That whole fight scene, that was great. You know, Doctor Strange comes back from the mirror dimension, and they cure everyone. They have this moment where Tom Holland's Peter almost kills Osborn because, it was Green Goblin who killed Aunt May, but instead, no. The other two, they stop him because they talk about like the Toby version of Peter. He talks about how, this dude killed Uncle Ben, and he killed the dude, and that didn't make anything any better. He was dead. Uncle Ben didn't return. Nothing better came from that. So that was a good moment. I liked that moment a lot. Now, I remember I said something about Infinity War. Well, I thought that movie was kind of a mess, because it was always changing perspective. It felt like it was several storylines in one, that, it was like completely separate. It was like completely separate, how do I word this? A montage of like 3 separate movies, but this movie did not feel like that, even though, you have all of these different things coming together. At the end of the day, it's still one story. It's all coming together really well. It's not a mess at all, in my opinion. Even though it definitely could have been a huge mess. Like, Spider-Man 3, it was boring, but also there was a lot going on that they crammed way too much into that one movie. And this movie just didn't feel like that. Everything that they do in this movie, it feels natural. It strengthened, like, whether it's like strengthening the bond between Peter and his friends, or the support conversations that he had, the conversations that he has with the other versions of Peter Parker, or just, the battles that take place that are really well shot. This is a movie from 2021, and it knows that it's a movie from 2021. It's very much a modern movie. I don't think this is going to be dated at all. Like, this is definitely one of the best looking Marvel movies that exists. But then I have been putting this off for a while, but the ending, I don't like the ending at all. Like, what they do, right? They have Doctor Strange actually cast the spell correctly. Everyone forgets who Peter Parker is. Like, if you could have just, you knew that there were all these exceptions. Like, you could have just done that correctly instead of just forgetting making everyone forget who he is. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, would it have been really that much harder to say, okay, Ned is not going to forget about this, MJ isn't going to forget about this, Aunt May is dead, so that's nothing to worry about, and, the Avengers, it's like everyone forgets about them, and then Peter goes down to MJ and Ned, and he breaks the news to them, and it's like a heartbreaking moment, because, like, they've gone through so much together with Homecoming and Far From Home. Ned was the man in the chair for all of these movies, like, and now we're losing all of that. We're losing everything that made these movies so special. Like, these movies would not have been as good as they were without Ned, without MJ. Okay, well, MJ wasn't that much of a part in Homecoming, but she was in Far From Home. She absolutely was in this movie. So, yeah, everyone forgets, and MJ is like, she works at like this like coffee place, and Peter tries to go there and like remind her of who he is, but he decides not to, because, I mean, the spell has been cast. Like, I don't think that's gonna really, like, whatever he says, that's just gonna make him sound like a lunatic. So he decides not to say anything at the end of the day, and like, yeah, the day is saved. Like, the multiverse was opening up, but, the spell, it closed it, because now, like, why is everyone coming here? Nobody knows who Spider-Man is. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. He is just an anonymous figure now. He goes to, his aunt's funeral, and Happy is there, and he doesn't remember who he is either. So, like, they have this conversation, and Peter knows exactly who this guy is, but Happy doesn't know who Peter is. And it's like, and Happy asks him, how did you know? How did you know May Parker? And and he was like, through Spider-Man. And I don't know, I feel like there really wasn't much reason to just say, oh, she was my aunt, like, she was close to me, you know, like, I feel like he could have said that, but then, you know, the movie ends, so, and it ends with a reference to Spider-Man 2, where he goes into this apartment place, and the guy's always asking for rent, because that, of all things to reference at the end of a really good movie, is like one of the really annoying aspects of a not good movie. And I'm sorry, I know that Spider-Man 2 is a movie that a lot of people like, but I don't like it. Now, in all fairness, I've only seen it one time, but I have no desire to ever watch it again. Yeah, so the ending, it really brought the movie down for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't think I could express, like, I don't approve of how the movie ended. I feel like, well, first of all, the whole thing could have been avoided if they had just made everyone forget Mysterio instead of forgetting Spider-Man. And second of all, like, at the end of the movie, if Doctor Strange had just, like, actually made those exceptions in the thing, I don't know. And then, I guess I can kind of see why they might have done this. Like, of course, Spider-Man movies are still, like, a Sony property, so that there's probably some legal issues that they had. So, if this is, like, the last MCU Spider-Man movie, then I guess, yeah, it is a conclusion, but the issue with this comes in, like, if they're gonna make another MCU Spider-Man movie, then I have very low hopes for it, because one of the things that really made these movies so special is, you know, the character interactions. You know, you had Peter, you had Ned, you had MJ. Like, you're not, like, if you're gonna make another Spider-Man movie, you're not gonna have Ned, you're not gonna have the man in the chair, and you're not gonna have MJ, who was, you know, she was funny, she was a very important character in these movies. You know, it just showed the bond that Peter had with his friends. I'm repeating myself now, but it's just, I don't like this ending. I loved the movie until the end, and, like, one of the reasons why I didn't want to talk about it for so long is because the ending, I hated the ending so much. But yeah, that was Spider-Man No Way Home. I thought, again, on the whole, this movie was amazing, but, you know, if this would have been like an S-tier movie if the ending hadn't sucked so much. As it is, great movie still. Go watch it. And I guess I might talk about the Doctor Strange movie when that releases, because the after credits scene of No Way Home was actually, you know, a teaser trailer for the Doctor Strange movie. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, turn on notifications, follow us on Twitch and Instagram, and keep having the high ground. Bye.